Great. Hello, Burr fam and Pokemon fans. Hello. Okay, so I need to adjust this a little bit. Hang on. Get all the interesting Pikachu stuff I put in the background here. I'm just not good at trying to decorate my wall. It's fine. Okay, so here I am, live and in color once again. Hopefully you can hear me over the fan. It is insanely hot in my room, so I have to have the fan going or I get really, really sweaty and it's not fun. So I did take a 6-month leave of absence from YouTube due to just personal reasons. A lot of family stuff going on, a lot of just like I didn't really have time to make videos and I didn't have any real inspiration for videos, and now it's just I'm trying to get into the more stream type stuff where I can do like playthroughs of Pokemon games or any game you guys want to see me play through. I've got Crash Bandicoot, I've got Spyro, I've got Elder Scrolls. I'm such a geek. I'm such a gaming geek. I do plan on making more dance videos in my fursuit, like I usually do. And actually, next weekend, I am going up to Ely, Minnesota. I do live in Minnesota. I won't tell you where. I do live in Minnesota, and there is a wolf sanctuary in Ely. I have already booked the trip. I'm going up there for a day, and I can be up there, and I can do the wolf sanctuary, and I can do a video there, hopefully. I might have to talk about it after I get out of there, depending on their rules. I don't know. I did contact them like a year and a half ago about doing a video up there, and when I talked to them about it, they said that they would allow it as long as I didn't put anyone else in the video that wasn't there with me. So I will have to see if that is still the case and I can do a video up there, or I might have to talk about it after. Don't know when I'm going to actually upload that video, but I will actually be recording it while I'm in Ely. I can't talk. Yeah, just a lot of stuff going on since the holidays. My dad came up to visit. We actually have a much better relationship now. And it's just been really busy at work. I actually transferred to a different store now as opposed to the store that I was at before. And I am absolutely just so much happier at my new store. And it's just it makes me feel lighter while I'm over there, so I know that I am doing a good job and I'm not the only one actually doing anything at the store in my particular department like I was at Golden Valley. It really bothered me that the store I worked at, which is not too far from where I live, was just like, okay, we're gonna have you do like basically literally everything in the department, and it really bugged me. It was just one of those things where I was like super unhappy, and there was a girl there that just caused all kinds of problems, and I didn't want to deal with it anymore. So I left to go help out at this new store. It's about a half hour away. Totally fine. The roads are going to suck in the winter, but I'll deal with it because I'm so much happier at this new store. There's a lot of stuff going on in my family right now with like medical stuff and whatnot. I'm not going to get into it. Nobody's business, really. Just going to leave it at that. But I feel like, with everything that's been going on with me and with all the craziness at work and whatnot and switching stores and just like it's better where I'm at right now as opposed to where I was only like 2.5 months ago. So I'm doing much better now. Thank you for your patience while I just sit here and yammer on like a moron. But let's get into the hot take, shall we? Okay, hang on one second. What? honestly. Sorry. Just some drama on Facebook. Okay. Excuse me. I will be referencing my phone because I can't remember most of the names off the top of my head. So here we go. Let's get into this. The brand new Pokemon from Generation 9, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Sprigatito. We're obviously going to start at the very beginning of the list. Sprigatito is a really adorable, cute little kitten, and it kind of reminds me of the friendlier version of Merle from Escaflowne. Not quite as humanoid, but it's a super adorable, cute little grass cat. I can't help but love this little thing. And then I think the evolution is Florigato. I'm referencing my Pokemon Home. I don't have all of them in Pokemon Home, but Florigato, super cute. I kind of wish we would get a cat, all like bipedal Pokemon, all bipedal starters, all the way through the line. But we knew this was coming, right? We knew it. It's still really cute, really adorable, and I love the little yo-yo attack thing that it's got. Really adorable, really sleek design. Love it. Meowscarada. I hear people were like on YouTube and just in general comparing this to Delphox, and a lot of people don't like that. Honestly, the Fennekin line is my favorite starter line. I've always loved foxes. Fennekin was really cute. Loved Delphox. Super cool Pokemon. Meowscarada, I don't see it as like a Delphox thing. I don't know why people think Delphox when they look at Meowscarada, or Meowscarada, however you pronounce it. I don't know. And it is interesting that the flower it has is being concealed by its cape thing rather than just floating. It's a very interesting Pokemon line where it's like magic. And I guess that kind of fits. Fuecoco. I don't know why, but every time I start a new Pokemon game, no matter what generation it is, except for Gen 1 where I played Yellow, so I didn't have a choice in starter, I always choose the fire starter. Fuecoco was just like an instant love from me when I saw this cute little guy. I was like, I have to have that thing. It looks so cute and adorable and derpy, and it's just awesome. I love it. Crocalor. Crocalor is interesting, with the little bird's nest that kind of looks like a sombrero. It's a decent design for a middle evolution starter. Not really a huge fan of it, but it's not a letdown. Skeledirge. Oh my god, this thing is amazing. I love its signature move, Torch Song. I swept so many battles in Scarlet with Torch Song. I started playing Pokemon Scarlet, and when I started the game, and I chose Fuecoco, it's the fire starter. I ended up with a female, and I was like super excited about that. So I named it Skylar. Really cute name. I don't know where I came up with it, but I was like, okay, we're gonna go with this. So, oh my god, I love Skeledirge's design. It's a little much maybe, but like I love the fire coming out of the sides of its mouth and the little bird that's on the end of its snout. It's so adorable and just awesome, and I love it. Quaxly. Quaxly's like really cute. I don't know why anyone hates this cute little duck. Yeah, I guess it kind of looks like Ducklet. I've heard people saying that. I guess it kind of gives you a little bit of Ducklet vibes, but I mean, I don't really see it that much like that. And it is just so cute. It is just so cute. What the heck? All right. Quaxwell. Sorry, I'm trying to remember all their names. Quaxwell. I don't really love this design. It's kind of like derpy, but not in a good way. It's just kind of like that. Like, I don't get it. Why do middle evolutions always look so bad? For like certain Pokemon, it's just like the unibrow and the sleeked back, like it's supposed to be a swimming cap. I don't know, but it looks a little too weird for me, honestly. Quaquaval or however you pronounce it. I like it. I've heard it's cry on YouTube. I don't actually play the games with the sound because like it kind of distracts me from the storytelling and everything. It's very cool, and I do like that its signature move Aqua Step boosts its speed, which is like excellent. I'm not much for looking at like base stat totals or whatever. I just kind of look at design and like, okay, what type is going to be good for which battle. That's just kind of what I do. I don't care about base stats. I don't care about any of that kind of stuff. I don't get into like competitive play or whatnot. So none of that actually matters to me. But Quaquaval's really a good Pokemon. Decent in, you know, it's an interesting design, and it's just kind of like, I wish it could fly, but I get why it doesn't. It's more of like a swimmer dancer type deal. So I get it. Very interesting. Not my favorite, but not my least favorite. Lechonk. Oh my god, this pig is adorable. This thing is just like insanely cute, and I loved it, and I had to have it. It's an early route normal type, like we get in every generation, so there's nothing special there, but it's such a cute little pig. We don't have enough pig Pokemon. I'm sorry, we don't. And then it evolves into Oinklown, which, funnily enough, was the second shiny that I ever found, and I got a female. And because it's a pink pig with makeup on it, I named it Miss Piggy. I know, it's stupid, but you kind of have to go with it when it's a pink pig with makeup. Really cute. Really awesome. I didn't actually use it in battle, but it's a very sleek and interesting design for just being a pig. We don't have enough basic designs for Pokemon, in my opinion, because some of them are just so over-designed, and then some of them are just kind of, okay, this is like, what is this? But this one, top tier. I know that's going to be a hot take, but whatever. My opinion's all valid. Tarantula. I'm not a big fan of spiders in general because I'm actually very arachnophobic. I hate spiders. It freaks me out every time I see one in real life or even on the screen. Yeah. But Tarantula is really cute for a spider. I like that it has like the yarn ball on its back as opposed to what spiders usually do with their spider silk. Very interesting, very cute, but I am never going to love a spider Pokemon. I'm sorry, I'm very arachnophobic. I hate spiders. Spidops. I don't get it. Why this? This is a very weird design. I'm not a fan. Not a fan. Most early route bugs, I can get behind, like Butterfree or Dustox. Those kind of bugs. I'm cool with those. But this, I don't get it. Why? And then we get into Nimble. Cute little grasshopper Pokemon. When I was a kid, I have 2 siblings. I live with my brother, and my sister is older than both of us. And my brother, he had a lizard. So I grew up around like the really noisy crickets that he would feed it all the time. He'd end up escaping into the apartment half the time. But this little guy's kind of cute, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's just kind of a middle ground type thing. Like, it's weird and interesting, but like, I wouldn't call it cool. It's just kind of one of those, like, it's kind of cute, but in an odd way, you know? And low kicks, or however you pronounce it. Some people say low kicks, some people say low key. I literally have no idea how to pronounce this Pokemon's name. It kicks with chainsaws, which is like interesting, and I feel like it should have like some event to do with like Halloween, because like I've been to a few like kind of horror Halloween type attractions in my life, where people are just wandering around with like chainsaws without the actual chain on them, because obviously they have to obey safety regulations. But it is really interesting for like a dark bug type. But again, I'm not the biggest fan of bugs, but I also don't think it's a bad design, and it is kind of cool with the chainsaw kicking thing. But like, it's kind of whatever, you know. And then we get to Pawmi. We finally have a cute little hamster guy. Okay, technically we did get a hamster in the form of, although that looked a little more like a guinea pig to me. Or Peko. Was it supposed to be a guinea pig or a hamster? I don't really know. But this cute little guy, oh my god, he's so adorable. My mom recently got a hamster, and she couldn't decide on his name, so she asked me for some random names, and then ran a poll on Facebook, and the name I came up with originally won. So I nicknamed my Pawmi after my mom's hamster, Dusky. And then Pomo got lighter and then stood up. It's interesting. It's still really cute. Always gonna love, a cute little hamster guy. And then Pawmi. I actually had a friend trade this to me because I could not figure out the mechanics with the, walk 1,000 steps with this Pokemon in order to evolve it thing. I could not figure that out at all. It got back to almost what Pawmi's coloring is, but kept the lighter paws and the tip of the tail that's lighter. And then it got a little hairier. Still really cute. But I don't know. It just feels like it's missing something. Maybe put like a lightning bolt on its belly. Would be kind of cool. I feel like that would have made the design a little cooler, but I feel like it's missing something. It's still really cute, but it's definitely missing something. And then Tandemaus. I don't really get it. I mean, I get it. It's a pair of mice. But it's kind of basic. And going back to what I said about we don't have enough basic Pokemon designs, I mean, it's just a normal type. Pure normal, kind of like Rattata, but like less cute or fierce than Rattata. It's kind of cool, kind of cute. Not my favorite. And Tandemaus just got a baby. It's more mice. I don't really understand it. So that evolutionary line, I didn't actually end up using it at all. I just kind of got it for the dex and then moved on. Because I wanted to complete my Pokedex. I wanted I wanted the shiny charms so I could shiny hunt. And I actually ended up with 6 of them. One of which was a trade. I'll get to that later. And then we get to Fidough. Oh my god, this dog is adorable. I know we got a lot of dogs this generation. 3 dog lines. 2 dogs in each line. This dog is just so cute. And like the little bun ears on the side made me think of Princess Leia, so of course I nicknamed it Leia. It's such a cute little dog, but I am mad at it. I actually found a shiny of Fido in the game, and I forgot to throw a quick ball, and then it ran away. I'm so mad at this little dog, but she's so cute. Love this dog. And then Dachshund, absolutely amazing. Love it, love it, love it. This bred dog line is just so freaking cute. Absolutely S tier. I don't know how these tier things work. I'll get into that later. But, oh my god, this dog is adorable. I used to work at Subway, and I kind of read, like, the paws on it kind of remind me of how we used to have to score the bread at Subway. So it's just, it kind of reminded me of that, but it's like super cute. And its ability, preventing it from getting hit with any fire attacks, kind of frustrated me when I was up against it, because I wanted to use a fire type against it. I was trying to use Crocolore or something, and I tried to hit it with a fire type move, and it's like, oh, well, that's not going to work at all. But it's still a very adorable dog. I love dogs, and this generation just gave us the best dogs ever. Smoliv, oh my god, it's a cute little olive thing. I don't really understand what olives have to do with the Iberian Peninsula, which is where Paldea is based. But it's super cute. It's a cute little olive guy that's kind of scared, and you want to protect it because it's adorable. And Dolliv is like super cute, not quite as cute as Smoliv, but yeah, really, really cute. Arboliva or Arboliva, or however you pronounce it. There's like 6 different pronunciations. Does anyone know how to pronounce this thing's name? It's interesting. Not quite as cute as its Prevost, but it does look kind of cool. So maybe like a 7 out of 10. Squawkabilly. I get it. It's got like the little Elvis Pompadour thing, and it's supposed to be like a rockabilly. Sorry that my phone is in the shot. I'm literally just trying to remember all their names. I didn't actually end up using it because it's just like a basic flying normal type. I think it's normal flying. I know it's flying. I think it's normal flying, but it's just like, it's a basic bird that's like a parrot thing. I don't really know what it is, but yeah, I didn't actually end up using it, but it's so kind of cute, I guess. And then we have what everyone's calling the Minecraft line. Knackley is kind of like a Minecraft mushroom. It's really kind of cute. I actually do play a decent amount of Minecraft as well. I have a realm with my friends, and if you want to join the realm, I can see about adding you in. But yeah, it's kind of cute, and I did use it a decent amount because it's a rock type. Rock types are actually really useful against some of the early Pokemon in the game. And the fact that it is basically the name is basically the chemical formula for salt is interesting. And the Knucklestack is kind of like a Minecraft frog or pig. I've heard people comparing it to both. I don't know which one it's supposed to be. I don't really know if it's supposed to be based off any kind of animal in Minecraft, but like, okay. Its ability, its signature move, Salt Cure, was really fun to use against water type Pokemon because it just increased damage all the time, and it was amazing. And then Garganicle or Garganacle or whatever, I call it Garganicle. Super cool, really hard hitting Pokemon. I love it. It's amazing. I love this Pokemon. I actually used it a decent amount on my team. Charcadet took me a while to find. Oh, hey, somebody's actually here. Charcadet did take me a while to find. I love Charcadet, and it did take me a while to figure out, okay, how do I evolve this thing in whichever game? So I had to look it up. And of course, I went after the wrong thing in Scarlet, but that's on me because I'm an idiot. But yeah, Charcadet is like super cute, and I actually love it. Armarouge, because I played Scarlet, I wanted the cute, not robot lizard legendary because it just looked awesome. Oh, hey, Justin. Welcome to the stream. So Armarouge was instantly a favorite of mine. Even though I used Skeledirge on my team, I also used Armarouge. I don't care so much about type overlap. If I think the Pokemon's cool, I'm going to use it regardless. I don't care about type overlap. I don't care about base stat totals. None of that matters to me. And Ceruledge. I haven't actually played much Violet. I did actually get both games, Scarlet and Violet, and I beat them both in 3 days because I'm crazy. And I had nothing better to do with my time. But I didn't actually use Ceruledge on my team. I got it, and then I just kind of boxed it because I wasn't using it much. It's interesting. Yes, I have Twitch. I don't know what my Twitch name is, though. It's interesting. It's kind of cool. It's inspiration is interesting, and I'm kind of neutral towards it. Tadpole, as cute as it is honestly annoying. Like, I love all the cute small guys in this generation, but oh my god, the number of times I accidentally ran into any of the cute little small guys was large and just so annoying. I love Tadpole just because it's just so cute and small, but running into it repeatedly when I couldn't see it was bad. Bellibolt. I love the way that it stores the energy from when it gets hit and then hits back harder with an electric move the next turn. I love that idea. It's insane and it's awesome and I love it. And then we get to the really cute, what everyone's calling the regional bird, Wattrel. It's a flying electric type. Pretty much negates one of its weaknesses, which is awesome. And this little bird was so cute. I had to keep it on my team. I used it for most of my playthrough of Scarlet. I love this thing. It is so cool, so cute, very helpful in the long run. But I stream on Twitch now. Okay. And then we get to Kilowattrel, and oh my god, this thing is even cooler. Wow, what a giant bird. This thing is so amazing and cool, and I love it. And then the second dog line, Mastiff. This thing is so ridiculously cute, and the fact that it keeps trying to act like it's super tough and it's always snarling, and it just looks so cute. Like, who wouldn't love this cute little puppy? My god, it's trying to be so fierce. It's got big dog syndrome, and then it actually turns into a big dog, Mastiff. And it's so funny. And just like the storyline surrounding Mastiff, a lot of you have seen the playthroughs and such that other YouTubers have done. The storyline with Arven and him trying to cure his injured Mastiff. I felt so bad for this poor dog. I had to make that a top priority, and I love this line because of that storyline specifically. That dog deserves to be healthy and happy, and I love dogs. I can't help it. I love dogs. I've owned dogs, mostly dogs, all my life. Pretty much all my life. And with so many dogs that we got in this generation. This is why this generation is my absolute favorite of every generation I've played. And I have played every single generation. Not all the spin-off games, but I have played every single generation. And then we get to... what is this thing's name? I'm sorry, give me a second. Trudel. It's cute-ish, but I don't really get it. Why? Like, I get that it's supposed to be like a baby eye thing, I think. But it just looks weird. And I'm not a fan of that. But Grafaiai looks dope. Like, super amazing design. I love that it likes to tag trees with its, like, poison tagging thing. It like, ever since this thing was revealed, I thought it was absolutely amazing. I loved it. It was just so sleek and such a fun and interesting design. Now, I've heard that normal poison is not the best typing. I don't really know, but it's so good. It's such a good Pokemon design in my book. I didn't actually use it much on my team because it is kind of weak, but it's just such an interesting design, and I kind of love that. Bramblin. It's a ghost type tumbleweed thing, and the dex entry doesn't make much sense to me because I feel like, why would a spirit get caught in dry grass and brush when it just phased through it? I mean, it's interesting, I guess, but I'm not a huge fan. And the same thing with Brambleghast. It just gets bigger. Like, I don't get it. If you're going to make a tumbleweed Pokemon, I guess this is the way to go. But, like, it just looks weird. I don't get it. Toadschool, though. Toadschool. The Convergent evolutions in this generation. I love the way they did this. Where it's not just, like a Paldean form. Kind of like Paldean Wooper. Oh my god, that thing is so cute. We'll get to that, though. I think we actually get to that down here somewhere. But the Convergent evolutions are very, very interesting. Toadschool is amazingly cute, and I don't really get how it runs faster than a person, but it's so cute. I can't help but love this little guy. And then you get to Toadschool, and it's basically the same thing as, like, Tentacool and Tentacruel, but they're mushrooms now. So they're, like, what's their typing? Hang on. Ground grass rather than poison water. Very interesting, very cool design. I love it. It's amazing. I can't not love it. And then Cloth. What? Oh, hi. Hi, Mom. Yeah, Star Shadow and has. So Cloth is one of the 5 Titan Pokemon. I actually do have a shiny of this that got traded to me from a friend. I don't remember who traded it to me or how I ended up with it in the first place, but this thing is so cool, and, like, it's a rock crab. Like, I don't understand how that works, but it's very cool. It's very interesting. It's very unique, in my opinion. What? Okay. And then we get to Capsakid. Again, another small Pokemon that I would annoyingly run into, like, all the time. This thing is weird looking, and I'm not really a fan. But I just... why? Why were there so many small little guys in this generation that were just weird? Or, like, super cute, but then you would run into them at just, like, the most inconvenient times. It was really annoying. And then Scovillain. What a letdown for a grass fire type. Yeah, a lot of people wanted it to be a pepper, and it kind of is. But a pepper with 2 heads, it just it's such a weird design. am having a hard time articulating how weird I think it sounds. It's just, I don't get it. Although, interestingly, this does make it so that fire has now been paired with every other type at least once. Which is kind of cool and interesting, but they could have made a cooler pepper. I like that they did it as a pepper, but it just looks so dumb. And then Rellor. Okay. We got a dung beetle Pokemon that actually rolls around a ball of mud rather than dung like normal dung beetles. But why are dung beetles found in the Iberian Peninsula? I don't know. And then it evolves into Rapska, and its ball turns from mud to psychic energy. This one's kind of weird. Kind of cool, but kind of weird at the same time. Where it's like the Pokemon is inside the psychic energy ball, or it's the actual bug and it's trying to raise a baby in the energy ball. Like, nobody gets it. We need more information on this Pokemon. Flittle, yet another one that I ran into multiple times. I don't get it. Is it supposed to be a baby ostrich? Because it evolves into an ostrich, but it doesn't look like an ostrich. It kind of looks like candy, or maybe like a very small ostrich egg that's wrapped up somehow. Like, I don't understand this Pokemon at all. It's cute, I guess. But again, another one I ran into way too many times while out searching for other Pokemon. And then we get to Espathra, who everyone is calling the Lady Gaga ostrich, which I think is hilarious. People are referring to it where it's like Lady Gaga got turned into an ostrich and then went mad as a result. And yeah, it kind of looks like one of Lady Gaga's usual like ridiculous hairdos. It also kind of looks like Cleopatra, and I'm not sure what Egypt has to do with the Iberian Peninsula, which is Spain and Portugal. I guess it's cool that we finally got an ostrich, but like, I don't really get it. It's weird, but it's kind of cool, and it's actually really fast and really strong, so I like it, but it's a weird design. What is this thing's name? Tinkatink? Yeah, Tinkatink. Why is this little guy holding a very small hammer? It's a fairy. I'll show you later, Mom. Yeah. Everybody's referring to Espathra as a Lady Gaga ostrich. I'll get into that with you at another time. But, like, Tinkatink. It's a cute little fairy thing. A lot of people think it looks like a gingerbread person. But it's holding a weird hammer thing. And I'm not sure why. And then we get to Tinkatuff. And the hammer got bigger. And then it got more hair. And it got a little bit bigger. But, like, still the hammer is throwing me off. Because it's just, like, it's so much larger than the actual Pokemon. And it's like, how does this thing wield this? Does it just use fairy magic? Because it is a fairy steel type, but the steel comes from the hammer. I don't understand how it actually wields the hammer at all. Because it's a giant hammer next to a small little pink thing. And then we get to Tinkatun, who evidently, according to its dex entry, likes to strike Corviknight, a giant metal bird, out of the sky with its giant hammer, which is made of Corviknight metal. Wow. This thing is, like, ridiculously hardcore, and I still don't know how it wields such a ginormous hammer, or why it made it so dang big. Like, my goodness. That's insane. And then we get to the second Convergent evolution. Wiglet. It's like a water eel worm thing. It's very cute. Okay, have fun at work, Mom. It's very adorable, and it's like it's not the best typing. I think it's like water rock or something, or it gets the rock type. Right? Whatever. Apparently, I can't click on it if I didn't put it in the thing. I evolved it before I was able to transfer it into Pokemon Home. Because home compatibility for the Gen 9 games has only been out for a couple of days. So yeah, it's interesting, but it like hides so quickly, and I hate that because it took me forever to figure out how to catch the dang thing. And then I did actually have it on my team long enough to evolve it into Wugtrio. Now I get the naming convention with this one. It's supposed to be like Diglett and Dugtrio. But why? I mean, I guess it is just a pure normal type all the way through. But still, it's just 3 darker colored, because Wiglet's a white eel worm thing, and then it gets 2 more of itself and it turns itself pink, which is odd, but kind of cool. But still, it's just like, okay, it's cool, but like there's a lot of cool Pokemon in this gen, and like water types are easy to find everywhere, so I kind of ditched that one pretty quick because it just wasn't very good in battle. So just kind of went with that. Went with a different water type when I could get it. And then we get to Bombardier, which is the second of the Titan Pokemon on this list. And it's very cool. It's a stork, but I believe it's a rock flying type. Am I right? Oh, flying dark, my bad. I just thought it was rock flying because when you battle it as the open sky Titan, which is what it's called in the game, it's dropping giant boulders. I guess that's actually pretty dark. So yeah, it's a crazy strong Pokemon, and it's like the way to get to it is like super insane, and it is really interesting that we got a stork Pokemon, but it's really mean. And then one of my favorites of this generation, I can't believe we finally got this. Everybody's so happy about this. Finizen. Finally, a dolphin Pokemon. This thing is so freaking cute. Top 10 of my favorite Pokemon from this generation. I love this Pokemon so much. I had to have it. I kept it. I named it Flipper because I'm crazy, and that's the only dolphin name I could think of. It's oh my god. I love dolphins, and this thing was the perfect dolphin Pokemon. Its evolution, I never actually got the hero form of its evolution because I didn't care. But its evolution is still really cute, and the only design change for Palafin, which is its evolution's name, just added a heart on the chest, so it's like a very small design change. But at the same time, because it's got its hero form that looks honestly ridiculous, who would think to turn a freaking dolphin into a superhero? That's weird. I don't get that, but it's still very cute. I love dolphins, and oh my god, I'm so glad we got this Pokemon. And then we get to the engine Pokemon, and what? Okay, we get to the engine Pokemon, Varoom. Why did they make a Pokemon that is literally just an engine? I don't understand. I mean, it's very interesting and it's very fast, so it was hard to get away from. So again, kind of an annoying Pokemon. Yeah, I'm not very much a fan of Varoom or its evolution Revavroom, which kind of looks a bit more like a car engine, but like with almost wheels on it at the same time. And it's just like I'm not very much a fan of this Pokemon, but Cyclizar. Cyclizar is like the non-legendary form of the legendary Pokemon, and I still think it's really cute. Yeah, it's not as cool as the legendary Pokemon, which we will get into later in this video, But at the same time, it's still very cool. Because there are only 2 of each of the legendary Pokemon in the game. So how is everybody else supposed to get around if they don't have a Cyclizar? Just running and walking everywhere. That's why Cyclizar exists. It's basically a bike lizard, and it's cool. Orthworm is amazing. This is another one of the Titan Pokemon. It's an Earthworm, and it's Steel type, and it kind of digs tunnels through things, so it's sort of like a subway type deal. Not like the restaurant that my brother works at, but like the train systems in New York, or literally anywhere. Yeah, it's very cool, and it's interesting that it has arms, but it keeps them inside its body most of the time, which is really weird and interesting, but kind of cool. And then we get to Glimmet. Is this thing supposed to be a flower or an onion? I don't really understand this Pokemon at all. Like, what is this thing supposed to be? I don't get it. And then Glimmora. Glimmora looks more like a flower when it opens its back petals, I guess. And it like attaches itself to the walls in Area 0, whereas the only place you can actually find this Pokemon is in Area 0 in the wild. It looks a lot more like a flower, and I guess it's kind of cool, but it's just like I don't get it. Why? And then we get to the third dog line, and oh my god, when this little puppy was revealed, I instantly love this thing. Like, I cannot help it with dogs. I love dogs. Greavard. I think I got the male, so I nicknamed it Gerard, because I just like instantly came up with a nickname for it before the games even came out. I was like, okay, if it's a girl, I'm gonna name it Ginger or something like that, or Guinevere or something. If it's a boy, I'm gonna name it Gerard because it goes so well with Greavard. Oh my god, this thing is just so freaking cute. I love this dog Pokemon. And then it evolves into Houndstone, and it gets spooky, and it's just so amazingly cool. Yeah, the tombstone on its head looks a little off, but at the same time, it's a cartoon dead dog, basically, or like a zombie dog, and it's just so cute, or cool, or spooky. Like, this line is amazing. I love all the dogs that we got in this gen, and it's just so cool. And Flamigo. Flamigo's name is just so interesting. Yes, it's just a cartoon flamingo, basically, but it's cool that we finally got a flamingo Pokemon. A lot of people, like, when they make Fakemon that I've been seeing or I hear about, it's always Flamingo because it's like a fire flying type flamingo thing. I love how they did this one, where they basically kept a basic cartoon flamingo design and changed its name by just removing one letter and making it super insanely strong. I love this Pokemon. It's absolutely the perfect way to do a flamingo Pokemon. You don't want to just make it into like an elemental type without any kind of lore or backstory as to why it became that particular elemental type. And the way a lot of people do these Flamingo things is just like, okay, this is how it is. No, that's not the way to do it. This is the perfect way to do it. I love how Game Freak did this. It's just amazing. It's Flamingo and Amigo. Very cool. Love it. Top tier. Citadel. Citadel is really cute, and it took me a while to find this thing, but it's so adorable and just amazing, and I can't help but love this little guy. He's so cute, and then he evolves into something amazingly cool. Cetitan. Sorry, I'm like talking too fast again. Cetitan's very, very cool. As a pure ice type, it's not the best typing, but it's not a bad typing either. It's actually pretty good. And I love the design of like land-based narwhal whale thing. It's very, very cool. I like it. Veluza. Oh my god. Anytime you're in not Cascarofa Lake, Casaroya Lake. Like, I could not think of the name there. Anytime you're in Casaroya Lake and you are anywhere within like 10 feet of this insanely fast Pokemon, it will jump right after you. You cannot get away. I actually hate this thing just for that. Its design is insanely cool, and its origin is a little weird where it sheds its own skin to gain extra psychic power, which is like odd. But at the same time, it's like, oh my god, just leave me alone while I look for this other Pokemon. But no. It has to go after you. Like, it's literally just wanting to devour you and your freaking legendary that you're riding on. It's so dumb. I hate this thing. Just for that alone. Dondozo. Is this a catfish? I don't really know what kind of fish this is, but it's a really cool giant fish. And it's not very fast, which is good, because then you can, like, kind of skirt around and avoid it. But then while you're avoiding it, then the Veluza comes and, like, jets right in front of you like a freaking dart. I love its relationship with Tatsugiri, which is the next Pokemon on the list. Oh my god. I'm in the middle of a video. Leave me alone. Sorry, that was my little brother. Tatsugiri and Dondozo, their relationship is actually kind of cool. Tatsugiri has 3 different forms. And I guess it's supposed to look like sushi? I'm not a big fan of sushi. I don't really like that kind of... I'm not really into, like, Asian foods at all. Not that there's anything wrong with Asian foods. I just don't prefer to eat them. But it's very interesting where Tatsugiri hops into Dondozo's mouth and basically is like the commander in the Tatsugiri-Dondozo relationship, where he stays in the mouth and then Dondozo is the one doing all the attacks. He's really annoying sometimes. But Tatsugiri is very cute, very interesting. And then we get to... Yeah, Mama! I'm in the middle of... Why? Then we get to Annihilate, and I love this thing. What? Good grief. This thing is incredible. I have heard Primeape's old dex entries quite a few times from several other YouTubers. I don't actually read through most of the dex entries because I just don't care. But this thing is just so cool and spooky, and its ghost biting typing is literally resisted by nothing, because I don't believe, even up to this point, that we have a ghost normal type. If I'm wrong, somebody please say something in the comments. I don't actually know, but I don't believe we have a ghost normal type yet. But ghost biting, no type resists this type combination. It always hits everything with at least neutral damage. It's not resisted, it's not immune, none of that. Everything can be hit by this Pokemon, which is incredibly cool, and I love this thing. It's so amazing. The only other Pokemon that I am currently aware of that has the ghost biting typing is Marshadow, and that thing's a mythical. It's very cute and cool, but it's a mythical, so you can't really use it on a playthrough team. But Annihilate, wow, this thing is just insanely cool. I love it. And then Clodsire. Paldean Wooper is super cute. It's like a darker... Wooper in its normal form, if you didn't know, is sort of almost a sky blue color with like purple little frills on it, and like a purple stripes on its belly. Clodsire evolves from Paldean Wooper, which is actually more of a deep purple or almost dark brown, or like purplish brown, which is really interesting and it's super cute and I love it. And like the design on its belly and its chest is now like rib cage, and like its head looks like a skull and crossbones because it's poison ground type now. It doesn't live in the water anymore. And then we've got Clodsire. This thing is just adorable. Oh my god, I could not help but use this thing. It is so cute and so cool, and I love it. And then we get another evolution for an older Pokemon. This thing is so cool. Farigiraf. Girafarig has needed an evolution for a really long time because not a lot of people use it because it's not very usable on a playthrough team because it's not very strong. But we get Farigiraf. It basically is a proper giraffe now, where there's no longer, it doesn't have a tail, which is interesting, but the tail from Girafarig became part of it, Farigiraf's head now. Like it went up like a sort of like a hoodie, or I guess it's like an early like helmet for like a spacesuit for when people were trying to get to the moon or whatever. And it's so amazing. I love this thing. It's so very, very cool, and I cannot say enough good things about it. I really can't. This is the perfect love letter for Girafarig. But then we get to possibly my least favorite Pokemon of this generation, Dunsparce. I'm sorry. I kind of think Dunsparce is cool, but this thing, you just made a bigger Dunsparce. Like, what is the point? What is the point? It's just a bigger Dunsparce. I didn't need it to be like a super cool dragon thing like a lot of other people wanted, but at least make it look a little bit less like an actual Dunsparce, just bigger. Like, what a letdown. Dunsparce was introduced in Generation 2, Pokemon Gold and Silver, and Crystal. Crystal came out later, but it was still in that game, I believe. I never actually played that one, so I don't know. But this thing, it literally just gained 1 or 2 extra body segments depending on which one you find. Why? I am so deeply disappointed in this evolution. I would have happily waited 2 more generations just to get something cooler. Because I don't like this thing at all. A lot of people feel that way. It's just a bigger Dunsparce. Just why? It's so dumb. I hate it. Absolute 0 in my book. I don't usually hate on a lot of Pokemon, but this thing, oh my god, I can't get behind it at all. I can't. Kingambit's pretty interesting, though. It is an evolution for Bisharp, which I feel like Bisharp could have just stayed as a Bisharp, but this is actually a pretty cool evolution, so I'm fine with it. It kind of looks like a really sick samurai with a sword in its head, or coming out of its head, but it's very cool, and the way to evolve it is very interesting. I just had a friend trade it to me because I could not figure out how to evolve this thing at all. But it's very interesting and it's very cool. I kind of like it. It's just one of those things where it's just very, very, like, it's an interesting design, but it does have a lot going on, and I've heard a lot of people compare it to, like, Digimon, and I guess Digimon and Pokemon are kind of the same thing, only Digimon can unevolve, and once you evolve a Pokemon, it's not possible to unevolve it, except in the anime with Slowpoke, which is weird. Yeah, I don't really get that. But Kingambit's pretty cool. And now we get to the Paradox Pokemon. I'm going to say this up front. I don't really understand a lot of the future ones. We'll get to that in a minute. Great Tusk is, I believe, the last Pokemon on this list that is a Titan Pokemon. I couldn't think of the word there. Sorry, I'm like going a mile a minute here. I actually think this looks amazing. It looks very sick. It's like a mammoth Donphan, and I love it. It's actually pretty cool. Screamtail. Screamtail is another one of the shinies that I have. The other 3 shinies that I have that I haven't mentioned are actually older generation Pokemon: Hydreigon, Garchomp, and Ampharos. But like, they're older generation Pokemon. They're very cool, but they're not from Gen 9. Screamtail. They basically turned Jigglypuff into nightmare fuel. And when it's shiny, its eyes are red, as opposed to the yellow eyes it normally has, and it makes it look even more like a vampire. It looks so crazy. Like, what were they doing with this thing? I mean, it's cool, but it's like nightmare fuel. What? And Brute Bonnet, the ancient form of Amoonguss. It's cool. It's interesting. It's got a little more. It's got a little more of an interesting design than like regular Amoonguss, where it's actually got a bit more color and like spikes and such on it, and it's a little bulkier, I think, than regular Amoonguss. But at the same time, it's just like, okay, it's just like an ancient, almost primal mushroom Pokemon, which is kind of cool. But at the same time, it's just kind of okay. It's a mushroom. And then we get to Fluttermane, and it's again like really cool paradox form of Mismagius. No, the Prevo for Mismagius, I forgot what its name is. Mischievous. Sorry. Hard to keep track after 1,008 Pokemon have been released. Yeah, it's very cool. I like it. I actually have one, but like, I don't think I ever actually used it. But it's still very cool. And then we get to, was it Slitherwing? Was that the name of it? Yeah, Slitherwing, which is Paradox Volcarona, which it can't fly anymore, but it looks very cool, and I actually love it. It's a pretty dope design, and it's very interesting. I'm not sure I would put it in my top 10, maybe top 25, but it doesn't. It's very cool, just not quite enough to make it into my top 10. And then we get to Sandy Shocks. Now, I had to have a friend trade this to me because I could not for the life of me find this dang thing down in Area 0. Is this thing just like impossible to find? I legitimately have no idea. Like, did anybody else struggle trying to find this dang thing down in Area 0? Because I literally never showed up for me. It's very cool to have like a paradox form of Magneton. But like, the fact that I had to get somebody to trade it to me kind of makes me hate it a little bit because it never showed up for me. Like, why did it not show up? It's very annoying. And then we get to the future ones. These ones are all kind of dumb. Iron Treads, Robot Donphan. Why are all the future ones robots? This is so dumb. I don't like the design. I don't like the way it's just like a robot Pokemon. Like, how does this even work? Did they infuse it with some sort of magic? Like, why? Is that what they did to all the future ones? Did they just infuse them all with some sort of magic? Like, how does this work? Iron Bundle, Robot Delibird. Of all the Pokemon to choose from, and there are a lot, why in the hell did they choose Delibird to be a future Paradox Pokemon? This thing is so useless. Yeah, they made Delibird strong finally as a Paradox Pokemon. But why Delibird specifically? Nobody likes this Pokemon as far as I am aware. I have not met a single person that actually cares about Delibird even one little bit. Like, you could have made a cooler Pokemon as a robot. I still don't think the robot thing makes any dang sense, but you could have made a cooler robot Pokemon. And then we get to Iron Hands, which is like robot Hariyama. Like, kind of. Give me a second, I gotta plug in my computer. It's starting to die on me. Is that the right? No, where's the... Sorry, give me a second here. Okay, well, that's gonna be it. There we go. Okay. That's fine. Is it supposed to be a Hariyama? Like, they say it, like, it was created as, like, the Pokemon form of, like, a future athlete, I think. I don't get this one at all. And then Iron Drugulus, which is basically Robot Hydreigon, which does not look very cool. This thing just looks so dumb. I'm not a fan of the future ones, in case you can't tell. Like, why robots? Like, that is my biggest complaint about the future ones. Like, they could have made them look just, like, super sick, like, futuristic type animals, and instead they made them all robots. It doesn't make any sense to me. And then, what is this? Iron Wings, I want to say. Iron Moth, my bad. Iron Moth. Now, this one is pretty cool, but I feel like they could have done a little bit better and just made the wings kind of like solar panels, and it would have made it look a little bit cooler. It's a robot Volcarona, but like this one kind of makes a little bit of sense. Just a little bit. Probably my most favorite of the Future Paradox forms, but at the same time, it's a robot Volcarona. I mean, if they made the wings look like solar panels, it would look a little bit cooler to me, but whatever. And then we get to Iron Thorns, which, okay, I can kind of get behind why everybody keeps calling this thing Mecha Godzilla. A lot of people think that Duraludon is Mecha Godzilla. Honestly, I don't know which one's supposed to be Mecha Godzilla. Maybe both. Maybe we can make it both. Can be Mecha Godzilla. It's basically Robot Tyranitar. It's Mecha Tyranitar. And it just looks so dumb. Like, the paint is too green on it, and I feel like it needs, like, something cooler. This thing, I don't like it. Not a huge fan. It still kind of does look a little bit like Mechagodzilla, but, like, why, like, everything with the robots is just so dumb. But then we get to the Pseudo Legendary, and this thing's actually kind of cute. Frigibax is adorable. It is an Ice Dragon type, and its whole line is basically the Legend of Excalibur, kind of. And also a dinosaur, which is interesting, and I love it. It's just, this thing is so cute, and I am trying to remember its middle stage's name. I want to say, the heck is this thing's name? Frigibax. Excalibur is the final form. Arctobax. Arctobax is very interesting, and it's really kind of cool, and it's amazing. I love this line, and the fact that they made it Ice Dragon type actually gets rid of one of its weaknesses, where most dragon types are super weak to ice type moves. But because this one has the ice typing, it actually resists the ice moves for the dragons that are normally weak to ice, which is so cool. And then we get to Excalibur, and like, it's amazing. I love this pseudo legendary line. Yeah, okay, it's not the greatest typing in the game, but it's not the worst either. But then we get to Gimmighoul. Okay, let's talk about this. There are two forms for Gimmighoul. There's the chest form Gimmighoul, which looks a little bit cooler than its other form, because it's basically just like the roaming form Gimmighoul, which we will get to in a minute, that lives in a literal treasure chest. Okay, very, very interesting design. It's filled to the brim with coins, and I kind of love it. But the roaming form looks like a silver-dipped gingerbread cookie. And I hate it. When this thing was revealed as its roaming form, it was revealed as the roaming form, and it just looked so derpy and stupid, and I can't get behind the roaming form, but I kind of want one just so I can get it into Pokemon Scarlet or Violet, whichever one I decide to play a second run of now that Home is available and I transferred everything into it. But like, oh my god, Gimmighoul is just like the worst. I can't love this thing. I just can't. And Gholdengo actually does have a very interesting design. A lot of people are like referring to it as the Golden Surfer, or like a string cheese mascot, which I guess it kind of looks like that, but like dipped in gold. And like, okay, I kind of get that. It's a weird Pokemon. It's very weird, but it's kind of cool. And then we get to the Rune Legendaries, which these things took me forever to find all the stakes for. You need, 8 stakes for each Rune Legendary to unlock their dens. It took me so freaking long to find all the stakes. I literally had to go to the website to find all of them. And even then, it took me days to figure that out. But I did actually manage to do it with with this first one here. Let me just get into these because I forgot all their names. Wo-Chien, the snail thing. So these ones are all based on relics from the Paldean Empire, where the Paldean Emperor was given 4 different relics, and they became Pokemon because they gained spirits in them. Each of them is a dark type, but they also have a secondary typing. Wo-Chien, the snail, is a dark grass type, and it's supposed to be like the it's supposed to be like tablets from ancient times, like wooden tablets from ancient times that people would write on. And so it's basically, the Pokedex entry reads, the grudge of a person punished for writing the king's evil deeds upon wooden tablets has clad itself in dead leaves to become a Pokemon, which is actually a really interesting, like, these ones all have really interesting backstories, and I love that. The next one, this was the one that I wanted the most, and the one that I actually caught last because I could not find the last stake for it anywhere, and it got really annoying, and I hated that, but like, this is the one I wanted the most, and it's a dark ice type. His name is Qianpao. I hope I am pronouncing these right. I don't know Chinese. And it's like a little snow leopard saber-tooth thing, and it's very cool. Yeah, it's pretty thin, so it does kind of look almost serpentine or worm-like, but I love it. And this one says, this Pokemon can control 100 tons of fallen snow. It plays around innocently by leaping in and out of avalanches at its cost. It's basically, the fangs of this Pokemon are basically like a sword that was broken in 2, which is very interesting, very fun. I'm not sure how that happened, and I would love to know more about this particular Pokemon. And then Ting-Lu. Ting-Lu is like a moose or like an elk or something. I'm not sure what this thing is actually supposed to be. It's a dark ground type. And the Pokedex entry for it reads, the fear poured into an ancient ritual vessel has clad itself in rocks and dirt to become a Pokemon. Okay. That's actually pretty interesting. But again, I don't know. The bowl on its head looks kind of weird, but I get that the bowl is the thing that's supposed to be like the ritual vessel. I get that. And it is very interesting that we have like a caribou or an elk or a moose, or I really don't know what this one is supposed to be. And then we have the goldfish thing called Chi-Yu, and it's a dark fire type. And its Pokedex entry reads, it controls flames burning at over 5,400 degrees Fahrenheit. It casually swims through the seas of lava it creates by melting rock and sand. It was actually made from like ritual beads of it's known as the beads of Rune. Uh every one of these Pokemon has a different like category for it. Like the Vessel of Rune is Tinglu, and then the Sword of Rune is Champao, and like the Tablets of Rune is obviously Wotian. Very cool, very interesting origins and such for these particular Pokemon, and I actually find it very fascinating. I would love to know more about these. Like, I need more information here. It's just so interesting. I would love it if we could like find a way to go back in time in these games to the Paldean Empire and find out what exactly went into this. Like, I don't really get it, but at the same time, it's a very cool and interesting origin for these 4 non-box art legendary Pokemon. And then we get to Roaring Moon, which is Paradox Salamence, past Paradox Salamence. And its wings kind of resemble Mega Salamence, but like cooler, almost feathery, as opposed to where Mega Salamence looks like he will literally just tear you in half with his wings. This thing actually looks amazing, and it took me a while to find one, but I did actually catch one for myself rather than having a friend trade it to me like some of the other ones that I've been over. Iron Valiant. Now, for all of the future ones, I actually had my friend trade them over from his Violet version, because I was playing through Scarlet at the time and I just wanted to complete the deck, so I had all these from a friend. The combined Gardevoir and Gallade, which is actually a really cool idea. I kind of like this one. It's very interesting. It's very cool, and it's like the first fairy fighting type, I think somebody said. I'm pretty sure Loxton said that in one of his videos. It's a very cool typing, and I actually love this one. It's very interesting, and it's very unique, and I kind of like, I can't get over how cool this one, as opposed to all the other future ones, is. So it is actually pretty cool. And then we finally get to the legendary Pokemon, and there is actually one more Pokemon after the legendaries, because they did release 2 more of the Paradox Pokemon. I did not get one of them, but we'll get to that later. There's technically like 1,010 Pokemon now with the Paradox Pokemon that they keep releasing, which is actually insanely cool. So the first one, Koraidon, kind of looks like ancient drawings of Quetzalcoatl, which is like super interesting in the design aspect, because it's like, it's actually more Mesoamerican than like anything to do with the Iberian Peninsula, but like it's very, very, very cool. I love this design. It's insanely awesome. It's just a cool lizard legendary, you know. And while it doesn't get around as fast as its counterpart, Miraidon, which is the future legendary Pokemon, that is, again, another freaking robot. It's like a lizard robot thing that's like electric type or something. I love both of these Pokemon, but I think I like Koraidon more, because it looks just like, the design aspect of it looks a little more, I don't know how to articulate this. It just looks more interesting to me, whereas like, as cool as Miraidon is, and the fact that it literally has jets for legs and it doesn't touch the ground when it's in its fighting form, I can't put it in top tier, as maybe top 15, but definitely not top 10. Koraidon almost tops the list as one of my top 10s. It's like number 3 behind like Chien-Pao and Clodsire, because these things are insanely cool. And then we have the one of 2 newer Paradox Pokemon that were released recently. Walking Wake, which is Paradox Suicune, which kind of looks like they turned Suicune into a Velociraptor. So I nicknamed mine Blue because it kind of looks like Blue from Jurassic World. Not quite, but almost. And it looks really cool, and I kind of love it. It took me forever to actually get it from the raids from the raid events that they had for it, but it is a very, very cool Pokemon. I love this thing. I could not get Iron Leaves, which is Paradox Virizion, from Violet, but like I am very, very into these newer designs. Like the designs of the newer Pokemon in general, just I love how they got so deep into these designs. It's just it's incredible, and I can't get over it, and I can't really talk well when I'm trying to say stuff about it, because it's very interesting and it's very cool, and I don't hate any of them except for literally the Dunsparce, because what were they doing? It's just a bigger Dunsparce. Like, seriously, why? That is the only one that I absolutely do not like, and I would have been happy if I had to wait 2 more generations to get a Dunsparce evolution that looked way, way better. It doesn't have to be a dragon, but could you make like a better Dunsparce? Just why? Why did you just give it 2 more body segments? I mean, you could have made the wings bigger and kind of made it a little more spooky looking. Like, that would have been fine. I would have been cool with that. But, like, the Dunsparce is just such a letdown. I cannot say it enough. I know, I'm rambling on and on. And okay. I guess I decided to make that my thing. It's just... I love almost all of the new Gen 9 Pokemon. And I love that we can transfer so many of the older Gen Pokemon into Scarlet and Violet, including Hisuian, Alolan, and Galarian forms, although I'm still not sure why Vulpix and Exeggutor are excluded. Can someone please explain that to me? I don't get it. But I do like that Zebstrika's back. I love Zebstrika. Zebstrika is amazing, and it's just so great that it's now on the Switch. It wasn't on the Switch prior to this year, and now it's on the Switch, and I love it. And I know one of my favorite YouTubers, MJTV, really loves Zebstrika, and I am a huge fan of that Pokemon too. I love the Electric type. I love the Fire type, which is why I always go for the Fire type starter. And oh, hey. Hey, Tim. Showing up way late into the stream. Yeah, so, you know, I am so happy that we can put, like, I think we can put Typhlosion in there. We can put Fennekin's line in there. I'm trying to remember all the ones that I saw. Charizard can go in there, although I actually have one already that's in there, because during the raids Christmas time, I actually did get a Dragon type Terrassalized Charizard from one of the Terra raids, which was really cool. And I know there's like a ton of other Pokemon that you can add into the games now. I'm trying to remember them all. If you give me a minute, I can actually look it up and see which ones I can put in the games. I can hold my OLED right side up. Give me a second and I'll look up which ones we can put in the game now. Okay. Okay. Alright. Give me a second here. Going home on the Switch. It won't tell me which ones I can put in on my phone, so. Excuse me? Okay, let's try that again. What the heck? Sorry, I'm having technical difficulties. Give me a moment. Connect. What do you mean, unable to connect? Okay. I literally forgot what the freaking password is. Oh, wait. Oops. I think that's right. What the hell? Why is this thing being dumb? Alright, I guess I'll check it later. I don't know why, but my stupid Switch does not want to connect to my internet. Alright, well, that's fine. I know there's a lot of new Pokemon that you can put, or older Pokemon that you can put in the new games. I do know, Tim, that Mightyena still can't be put in. I'm sorry about that, but there's nothing we can do. I know that you can get Houndour in the game, in the base game, and I am very much looking forward to the DLCs. I don't know at what point the DLCs will drop. I heard it's late this year and then like early next year. And I don't know what Pokemon all are going to be in the DLCs, because you know they're going to release more Pokemon for the DLCs like they did with Sword and Shield. I'm very, very excited about that. I'm very excited about any news we might get regarding future generations of Pokemon. I know it's probably more than a year away if we're going to get a new trailer for maybe Gen 10 or whatever, but like it's very cool. It's very interesting. I have been talking for a very long time, and I'm starting to get a little hoarse. So I am actually going to sign off here. Thank you guys for the ones that actually showed up. I appreciate you coming down and just chatting for a while and just getting into the whole, getting into the stream and whatnot. And I will see you guys on the next one, hopefully very soon. I am working on trying to get a better computer so that I can connect my Switch to it, so I can do some like live playthroughs of Pokemon games and like any Nintendo games, or I can maybe try and stream on Twitch on my Xbox or something. Just let me know in the comments below, or even if you know me on Facebook, just give me some ideas for new videos that you might want to see me do. Just let me know what's going on with that, and I will try to get around to as many videos as I can possibly do. I am very excited for everything Pokemon. I have been a hardcore lifelong fan since Pokemon Yellow came out. I will never stop playing Pokemon. I don't care how old I get. I am never going to quit. That is my motto. I will always be there for the fandom, and I will always try to bring you guys content that you want to see. Just let me know in the comments below some of your favorite Pokemon from the new generations if you've played the games. I know, Tim, you haven't yet, but let me know in the comments below what are some of your favorite Pokemon. What are some Pokemon from the new gens that you were just like super disappointed by? Just let me know in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Please, please hit that notification bell, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I need this channel to do well because eventually I'm hoping to maybe make this like a second part-time job so I can actually gain a little more revenue. Please let me know what you want to see next. I've got so many ideas. I need a better computer so I can actually make it work. But please comment on my videos. And until next time, we'll catch you guys later. And shine bright.